It's shut down, and that is why the building is closed.
Well, we were advised by the attorneys to close the building. The building shouldn't be open. The risk is great.
I think they take this serious. I think it's a big game to them, and they don't understand that the more confusion and the more back and forth that we do, no one suffers but the people of the village.
The recent meeting in Thorntown Township under Supervisor Tiffany Henyard's leadership had it all: yelling, finger-pointing, walkouts, and accusations flying in every direction. Picture a mix of courtroom drama and soap opera, and you'll start to grasp the chaos that unfolded. This latest chapter in Henyard's contentious political career left residents stunned, trustees frustrated, and the township's future more uncertain than ever. What exactly went down? Let's break it all down. Rumor has it that the moment the meeting began, the tension was palpable. Henyard, who has been at the center of controversy for months, wasted no time setting a combative tone. She called out trustees for missing previous meetings, accused them of neglecting their duties, and even resorted to name-calling. Professionalism not required. One attendee likened the event to an old-school wrestling showdown, complete with dramatic entrances and over-the-top theatrics. Honestly, they weren't far off.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard was not at the hearing here today. Neither was her attorney, and she was not made available for a comment.
At the center of the chaos was a critical issue: Thorntown Township's ongoing insurance crisis. Since December 1st, the township has been without insurance, leaving residents and employees vulnerable. Supervisor Tiffany Henyard warned that without coverage, essential services like senior transportation and after-school programs for children could grind to a halt. But here's the kicker: no resolution was reached. Instead of approving the insurance renewal, the meeting spiraled into a shouting match, leaving the township no closer to a solution. Henyard blamed the trustees, asserting that their failure to attend previous meetings was the reason the insurance issue remained unresolved. "You all should reach out to your trustees, because they are not doing their jobs," she proclaimed. Her voice, however, fired back. They accused Henyard of using the insurance crisis as leverage to push her personal agenda. Trustee Chris Gonzalez didn't mince words, claiming, "She's trying to manipulate the board with this crisis. And if you think that's dramatic, what happened next took things to a whole new level." The nearly 3-hour-long meeting was a spectacle of tempers flaring and insults flying. Trustee Chris Gonzalez, who once nominated Tiffany Henyard for her position as township supervisor, has now become one of her fiercest critics. His alignment with State Senator Napoleon Harris, Henyard's political rival, has only escalated tensions. Henyard, still visibly bitter about losing the Democratic caucus for township supervisor to Harris, accused her opponents of orchestrating efforts to undermine her leadership. "This is all about control," she declared. "They can't beat me, so they're trying to block me at every turn." What makes this feud particularly striking is how personal it has become. Gonzalez, once a close ally of Henyard, has not only distanced himself, but is now actively aligned with her biggest rival. Some residents speculate that Gonzalez is seeking greater political clout, while others believe his criticism stems from genuine frustration with Henyard's leadership style. "He probably regrets ever nominating her," remarked one township employee who attended the meeting. On the other side, Henyard's supporters have accused Gonzalez of opportunism, suggesting that his shift is purely strategic and aimed at capitalizing on Henyard's current struggles. Regardless of the motivations, the fallout between the two has further deepened the dysfunction within Thornton Township, leaving residents to grapple with the consequences.
Fights in Thornton Township and in Dalton. Except in one case, Tiffany Henyard wants on a ballot, while in another, a Henyard ally was looking to keep her opponent off.
Adding to the tension is the growing issue of trust, or lack thereof, between Tiffany Henyard and the trustees. Henyard has repeatedly accused the board of deliberately stalling progress to undermine her leadership, citing their failure to attend meetings as evidence. "They're sabotaging me because they know I'm fighting for the people," she claimed during the meeting. The trustees, however, tell a different story. They argue that Henyard's leadership style has made collaboration nearly impossible. "She doesn't listen to anyone. She thinks she knows everything, and if you disagree, she'll just accuse you of being against her," one trustee shared off the record. And this toxic dynamic has turned every decision, no matter how minor, into a battleground. Compounding the dysfunction is the ongoing FBI investigation into Henyard's administration, raising serious concerns about financial mismanagement. While Henyard has denied any wrongdoing, allegations of unexplained expenses, taxpayer-funded trips, and missing funds have fueled criticism and further eroded public trust, even among some of her former supporters. During the public comment section of the meeting, residents voiced their doubts about Henyard's leadership. Many questioned how they could trust her, given the persistent controversies and lack of accountability. For Henyard, the investigation is part of what she calls a coordinated attack against her. However, for many residents, it serves as evidence that Thornton Township is in dire need of new leadership.
Manipulation. Nobody likes being manipulated, and when you get here, you know that's exactly what's happening.
Amid the political turmoil, it's the residents of Thornton Township, especially seniors, who are bearing the brunt of the dysfunction. Many rely on essential services like transportation for dialysis appointments, grocery shopping, and medical visits. But these vital programs are now under threat, leaving countless residents anxious and uncertain about the future. Frustrated residents emphasize that this issue goes far beyond politics. It's about people's lives. Some have described the situation as embarrassing, criticizing township leadership for failing to prioritize and resolve critical needs, while so much hangs in the balance.
We need some action. Somebody that's actually going to do their job. How about that? Somebody that's come in, work for the people, not themselves, and have pictures all over.
As if the chaos wasn't enough, Thornton Township's financial troubles also took center stage during the meeting. Trustees clashed over which bills should be prioritized, with accusations of favoritism and mismanagement flying back and forth. Henyard's critics alleged she's been prioritizing payments to her allies while neglecting critical township expenses. She's trying to trick the board into paying her bills, one frustrated trustee claimed. Henyard, however, denied the allegations, insisting she's simply trying to keep the township afloat. The meeting also highlighted the deep divisions between Henyard and the trustees. Trustee Carmen Carlisle proposed a compromise to address the insurance crisis, but Henyard dismissed the idea outright. "I'm not here to negotiate," she snapped. This combative approach has become a hallmark of her leadership, further alienating her from the board. One trustee remarked, "She doesn't believe in collaboration. It's her way or no way." During the public comment section, frustration boiled over. Residents voiced their discontent, with some calling for Henyard's resignation and others demanding accountability from the trustees. One township employee made an emotional plea for unity, emphasizing the importance of the board's work for seniors and children. The heartfelt message was met with applause from the audience. Henyard's challenges extend far beyond the boardroom. She is currently suing the Thornton Township Democratic Party, alleging that the caucus process that excluded her from the ballot for next year's township supervisor election was unfair. Henyard claims that State Senator Napoleon Harris, who chaired the caucus, locked her supporters out of the venue, effectively preventing them from voting. A move she describes as blatant voter suppression.
Has this surprised you, how much the viewership has gravitated towards this woman? Like, people from all over the world are talking about her.
State Senator Napoleon Harris has denied Henyard's allegations, asserting that the caucus process was conducted fairly and according to the rules. He dismissed Henyard's lawsuit as baseless. Despite this, Henyard remains determined to challenge the decision in court. She has also hinted at the possibility of running as a write-in candidate, framing her actions as a fight for democracy and a way to ensure the people's voices are heard. Critics, however, view her lawsuits as yet another distraction from the real issues plaguing Thornton Township. They point to her history of lavish spending and questionable financial decisions as evidence of her unfitness to lead. Let's not forget, one resident noted, the ongoing FBI investigation that names Henyard, her political committee, and even her now-defunct burger business. Adding fuel to the fire are allegations of taxpayer-funded extravagances, including unaccounted-for expenses and a concert that reportedly cost over 8,500 currency units. For Henyard's detractors, these revelations paint a damning picture of mismanagement and misplaced priorities.
Lights are off behind me, the doors are locked here, and there's a sign on the building right now that says it's closed for how long? Neither residents nor employees know at this point.
It's clear that Henyard's leadership has become a lightning rod for controversy. Even her attempt to host a bingo night amid the township's financial crisis was met with criticism. As the meeting dragged on, it became evident that no meaningful progress would be made. The trustees left without approving the insurance renewal, the budget remains in limbo, and discussions on the tax levy ended in chaos. Residents are left wondering if their township will ever get back on track. With Henyard and the trustees locked in a bitter feud, it's hard to see any clear path forward.
Friday, but was met by this sign.
Okay, here I am, and they disappeared now.
The fallout from this meeting has been swift, with residents taking to social media to voice their frustrations. One commenter wrote, "This is the most dysfunctional leadership I've ever seen. They're playing games while people suffer." Another added, "She doesn't need the trustees to get insurance. She's just using this as an excuse." So, what's next for Thornton Township? Will Henyard and the trustees find a way to work together, or will the dysfunction continue to spiral out of control? And what about the residents stuck in the middle? One thing is clear, this story is far from over. Stay tuned, because if this meeting was any indication, the drama is only just beginning. What do you think? Can Supervisor Henyard turn things around, or is it time for new leadership? Do you believe her claims of voter suppression, or is this just another political ploy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.